MKMIX TV, sponsored by Network Rail.
Hi, my name is Sam. I'm production manager and technical director for Third Lens Productions. We're based in Milton Keynes and we've been operating for about five years almost now. Me myself personally, I come from a technical background. I'm quite skilled in IT, very good with video as well as web, anything to do digital or technology. I'm obviously from an African background and I just moved to Milton Keynes about 15 years ago. Milton Keynes is quite a nice place. It's alright. It's pretty quiet compared to where I was before, which was in London. But it's building up slowly and it's coming up slowly. So eventually, I would like to obviously get to the position where I can mark my spot in Milton Keynes. Basically, our parents moved us here, so it was actually by force when I was 16.
Okay.
We come here and I started college here with my little sisters. I used to travel to London like mostly every week.
Okay.
And I was doing college here in Milton Keynes College. I did media and IT as well as business. But yeah, so our parents moved us here because obviously my dad found out there was more jobs over here 15 years ago. So he's loved it. He's built up the community. It's quite a big community of people from where we used to live in London. That's moved over here as well. So all that is added to it. So it's pretty good, very good. I did find it very easy. There wasn't too much things for people, for young people to do when I came. There wasn't much to do apart from obviously staying at home or going to city limits, for example, or going to the escape or doing some shopping. There was not a lot. There's not much variety in the things that you could do. That was the only thing I found limiting. There wasn't a lot of opportunities. But apart from that, it was a very clean area. It was peaceful, not a lot of noise. You don't get into trouble. Everyone knows. Everyone gets along with people. So it was very good and very cultural. It's changed slightly. I wouldn't say it's changed too much. There has been some slight improvements, like with extracurricular activities. Some kids nowadays they're doing a lot of more after school stuff. Doing a lot more sports activities. They built a lot of sporting areas designated for sport, but it's still nothing compared to what you get in major cities. To meet up with the influx of actual people moving in, because you are getting a lot of people moving in from outside to Milton Keynes, and if there's not the demand for, if there's not the provision for things for them to do, it can lead to obviously certain problems in the future. I would say the solution would be to basically build more leisure centres, for example. Obviously the council have more volunteers teaching the kids, giving people advice, more entertainment related to sort of things that benefit and makes you a more active person, make a better person, rather than having so much pubs and so much clubs and so forth like that. Having more things like sports areas, education centres. Me personally, myself, in terms of contributing to MK and the community itself, we've set up workshops that we do on a regular basis. These are workshops for the youth that are interested in making their own films or making their own production, making their own music. And this is workshop for people over the age of 13 and upwards to the age of 18. And we basically offer them like 30 minutes, about 30 minutes a day, 2 days a week. We offer them workshops where we teach them how to make their own films, do a storyboard, and this sort of creates sort of responsibility for that person, and it teaches them how to organize, how to stay organized, how to manage a team, and how to put things together. So there's a lot of people, young people that we've came across that have a lot of ideas, but they don't have no platform to release that at all. So we basically trying to give them the experience and create that platform for them to obviously express any ideas that they've got or anything that they think that they should be sending out there. We found that a lot of the younger, like between 15 to 16, they tend to be quite interested in it, in the technical side of it and playing around with the cameras and so forth. But obviously when it comes to the writing, the theory side of it, it's like storyboarding, they tend to get quite bored and they're not very keen on listening to what you got to say. There's occasional few of them are not willing to learn at all, or not willing to listen or pick up any skills or develop their skills. They lose interest quite quickly, but you get quite a lot of people that keep the interest and they always want to try something, and they're always coming back, and the turnover has been pretty high. Not as well as we expected to be, but it's been above the average that we're trying to get, basically. This Milton Keynes is definitely my home, but I wouldn't say I'm here for good. Depending on obviously what the future pans out. If Milton Keynes goes the way that I'm seeing it, which I see it becoming like a better version, cleaner version of London in about 5 to 10 years time, if it gets to that stage, most likely I probably will be still staying here. But if it doesn't get the soul that it needs to get to that stage, I probably will be somewhere else.
What's the soul? What do you mean by the soul?
Me personally, Milton Keynes, the film with Milton Keynes is trying to create its own soul and a concept, an idea of itself. Every city has its own soul and it's got its own idea. If you mention the city, people will automatically associate things with it. So Milton Keynes has been trying to build that up for the past 20, 30 years. And I can see it slowly it's getting there, but it still hasn't got to that stage yet. For example, if you go to parts in London, a lot of people in London wouldn't even know what Milton Keynes is or where it is, unless you tell them it's near Luton or something like that. So it's getting there, but it's still yet to get its soul. And once it gets its soul, it's basically it's officially ready. I think what it needs to do is basically create like like a community or a network of people that are interested in one type of thing. Like for example, if you was to go to Edinburgh, for example, there's a lot of cultural and arts and a lot of comedy related stuff going on there. If you go to London, there's a lot of music, there's a lot of fashion. If someone mentions to you, for example, Paris, you think in fashion, you think in food and all that kind of stuff, luxury stuff. For Milton Keynes to get to that sort of level where people can associate it with just by name, it needs to create a talent or come out with something that people from the outside look at and be like, whoa, what's this? So that's what we're trying to create, is by coming up with projects, creating this community of people that are interested in creating their own digital content or creating their own ideas. It's not going to be the council. That's really the important bit, because right now there's a lot of division. Obviously everyone is doing their own thing in Milton Keynes, and everyone obviously is trying to make a living at the same time. This thing is not going to work purely on people just doing it for their own financial gain. It has to be something that has to be done as purely volunteer, and it has to be done out of their own back, their own hard work. People can't expect to make something just because there's a lot of money involved in it. Basically, you have to actually be interested in what you're trying to create. Otherwise, it's going to be for the wrong reasons. Third Lens ourselves, what we do, we offer digital promotion to small and large companies as well as individuals. This ranges from anything from websites to video production, video planning and buying, and as well as that, we also offer e-commerce, so web shops, If anyone is looking for photography as well, we offer, and as well as that, we've got affiliations with wedding photographers and wedding videographers, so that's an additional service that we offer. The company itself has been running since 2005. It's run between me and my business partner and close friend, Faraj Muta. We've basically been running it mainly through ourselves and using freelancers, and basically expanding from there. We've been expanding quite rapidly at the moment. I don't think there is enough support, and also the main thing is the support is not very readily available. I know for sure that there is probably support out there if you go and look for it, but in terms of the process that you have to go through for the support and the sort of bureaucracy involved in a lot of those things, it can be quite hard. I think they should make it more, they should, like, for example, create documents or send businesses documents, because I'm sure obviously salespeople find it easy to contact us. So if we want her for like local governments or local community centres to basically contact small businesses and just offer them any advice, or the Chamber of Commerce is, for example, is very good, and we've approached them on several occasions, and we've had a lot of consultations from them for free. But I still feel like it's very hard to find the right sort of information, and a lot of the time, if you're not extremely well educated, understanding the information that you've been provided is very hard. If, for example, you're a person starting business and you don't come from a highly educated background, but you've got a very good concept, or you've got a very good idea, and you're not too good with the writing side of things, automatically you're blocked. So you can't progress because you can't do this. And if they made it in a way, provide like resources and documents in a way that it's easier for anyone to understand in a language that's a lot easier than for anyone to understand, it'd make people's lives a lot easier, and there'll be a lot more people doing business. Even me, for example, when I'm doing like finance stuff, it's like so much words, so much complications. It's like it totally baffles you, and you have to spend hours just reading and trying to understand a single word, what it means, what this means, and what that means. So they do make it quite difficult, and that's what puts a lot of people off starting businesses. And obviously, there's more people are being put off, and it's not good for the community if people are being put off. But obviously, if there is the education in place and there's the help in place prior to getting to that stage, obviously people will be well prepared for that.
MKMIX TV, sponsored by Network Rail.